My name is Jennifer. I'm 14. I'm a freshman. I've been adopted since I was five or six. So it's like when I see this picture, I just see my dad. I was confused because people tell you don't go with strangers and then they just take you away. It kind of didn't make any sense. And I remember crying. Oh my God. I remember crying just like, it was really confusing because like you had that thought in your mind that no one loves you and that's why they're giving you away. Now I kind of get it.
I'm Maggie. When I go to Steps, it's like church almost, but for like teenagers. Every time I go to Steps, I feel excited because I get to see people and I get to, worship. Every time I go to Steps, I know even though they're gonna tell me if I'm not doing the right thing, I can trust them to give me honest advice and that they're not gonna be judgmental or angry or rude about it.
My name is Ben Tagg, and I have been at Steps since 2006.
God loves you, and that's the reason why you guys can be here today.
In my time in Buffalo, I have seen that our society has created a culture that devalues children.
Hi, my name is Ruth, and I've been working with youth in Buffalo since 2009. I've seen a lot of young people who've been through a lot of hard stuff that most people think they couldn't make through. But when I've seen them turn their life to Christ, I've seen them have hope that they'd never had before.
We rollin'? We rollin'. I'm Nathan. I've been working with youth in Buffalo since 2013. God has told us that the problem is not out there, it's in here.
At my school, sin affects a lot of kids because you can just tell that they feel really abandoned by their families and they're just not happy with their lives anymore.
It's hard to believe in a God that would allow this world to be such an evil place. But if you think about it, if God truly lets us choose how we live, then it makes sense that this world is evil.
Most people think that being good is a natural trait, but in reality, that's not true.
People feel overwhelmed or, just angry or upset or whatever. It's like really negative emotions. And instead of, talking to someone or trying to find a more positive way of handling it, they think, oh, I'm just going to take this out on myself. And they start cutting different parts of their bodies to try to relieve the emotional pain by causing themselves physical pain.
I first started cutting when I with the whole adopted thing. I fell in love, and I was at my camp one day and I was crying because I just needed someone to help me and no one was there for me. I was in the hospital for 9 months. I was cutting and doing bad things. And then I tried to commit suicide in the school. I tried to hang myself. I first started going to Steps because of my cousin. And I believed in God, but I wasn't praying. I wasn't talking to him and stuff. Steps helped me a lot. And when they prayed for me when I was going through rough times. So, I like it. It's just nice to know that people are actually caring about me and praying for me. I believe that me not dying is a sign that God's telling me that it's not time for me to go. I've tried 6 times.
I feel like if you give Jesus a chance, then you're gonna realize that there's so much out there for you, and if you kill yourself, you're just gonna miss out on all that God has in store for you.
When my cousin brought me into God, it made so much sense, and I was like, oh my God, that's why I'm not dead, because God knows that it's not time for me to go. So it's it's cool. I love that. I just love that feeling.
Jesus said, "Whoever loses his life will find it, but whoever keeps his life will lose it." It sounds really confusing, but it's very simple. After saying this, Jesus was framed, tortured, and murdered. If he really wasn't God, like he said he was, that would have been the end of it. Instead, something crazy happened. Jesus came back to life and invites you to trust your life to him, knowing that you'll find what life is really worth living for.
God loves every single one of you, and although people make mistakes, but that doesn't mean that God hates you. There is hope for everyone.
Psalm 139 says that you were fearfully and wonderfully made. God created you. He has a future for you. Even if you're thinking of ending your life, know that God loves you.
Just don't give up. Like, there's hope. Just don't give up no matter what you do. Well, we have hard times, but take a deep breath, because it's not a bad life. It's just a bad day. That's how I see it.